Everyone's good?
Yeah, I think we're good. Yeah. So we got Shea Lopez in. You want the office? I guess. I was thinking about.
I thought it was your bedroom.
It will be a little bit later. I'm gonna sleep on the couch over there.
Near your bedroom. Can we introduce everybody?
Yeah, that's a good point because I always forget to do that.
Yeah.
So we've got Rob Lawson.
Hi, Rob.
Jimmy.
How's it going?
He's a nuclear physicist, so he has to work tomorrow. He doesn't.
Do you
it's
really
top
do that?
secret.
Okay.
And then we've got you and me.
And do you
Dustin
believe I'm a
Howard.
professional surfer?
I can't believe it. Can't believe
And I
it.
grew up here.
I know.
I
How's
used to
that?
ride my skateboard from Many Rocks to Madeira Beach.
So did you know, like, Scott and Lance?
Yeah, a little bit. They were a little older.
Okay, they're a little bit older. Okay.
But then my best friend moved from Many Rocks down to here, and I would skate to his house and then skate around. You guys had a lot of, there was more concrete here than in Rocks, a lot more.
Back.
Yeah, so it was either ride my bike, an easy ride, but have no skateboard, or skateboard down and have my skateboard and all that. Easy choice.
And we were just talking about, like, it's just funny, like, you and your brother, and then him and Lance, like,
Roughly the same age.
around the same age, and brothers, and both, being pro from, like, sponsor pro from, like, this little
There was
area.
a huge skate scene then, and we did skate contests before we did surf contests.
Oh, so back, like, when it was, like, Lance Scott, and, like, Bo and Montesi.
We
and,
looked
like,
up to all of them. Yes. Yes, and skating was the thing here.
Yeah.
And we even did BMX too, and surfing was what my dad and his friends did, and we followed them around.
How old are you now?
45.
45. And Corey's what? 3 years?
42.
Exactly. Same
day.
Birthday.
Yeah,
How
March
weird is that?
21st.
Yeah.
Like, I have a ton of friends that surf and live for surfing and travel the world and live for a day when the hurricane comes up through the Gulf or the northwest wind and it's 32 degrees and we're putting on hoods and the wind chill's at 18 and they're telling us our citrus crops are going to freeze, but we're excited to go surf.
Yeah,
and I'm hoping my dad takes me out of school.
The weather's never nice surfing here.
No, but we
It
get to
is
surf.
funny.
It's funny to watch other athletes try and pick up surfing and then have surfers try and pick up their. And so for surfers, it's easy, just like other athletes to pick up other sports and stuff. But to cross over to surfing, you're going to have to rewrite the book and start fresh.
It doesn't matter how strong you are.
Yeah, no.
Like pushing sleds, throwing people around, like whatever it is, like that you do, basketball, football. It's like stabilization muscles almost over like strength, like.
Yeah, I'm 155 pounds, but I'm one of the most powerful surfers out there.
Right.
Yes.
And it's just technique, basically.
100%.
Yeah.
Bruce Lee.
You were talking about traveling. When did you start traveling with your dad? Like, when did he start taking you on trips?
There's pictures of us in the Bahamas where the hurricane just hit, and I'm in my diapers, and John Mears, and John is flying, and they're all diving, and I was part of all those expeditions and camping out when Sankey Park. We could go and have fires on the beach, and the VW bus, and next weekend we're over at Sebastian at the park and doing the same thing, and camping out in the VW bus that turned into a station wagon.
Your dad.
That's rad, though.
Like nowadays we have like the internet, and then growing up, like we had wave lines.
That's a great place to go visit, the internet.
No,
we have the internet.
Always
you guys
going
had
off.
Sankey Park and Sebastian, and now we have the internet.
when you were coming up, none of that stuff was here.
No, I didn't. I
how
fought
did
for
you
years
find
to
all
not
the
get a
breaks?
cell phone.
Yeah. How did you find all
my
the breaks?
dad and his friends and he would sit there and we'd pull over and go to the payphones with change and he'd open up and he'd go and he had like locations around the state of buddies that he's met. How's the surf, man? I'm over here. It's not very good.
Yeah, Sebastian's
No way.
not.
That's rad.
That's crazy. That's what Surfline.
Yeah, and can we stay on the floor tonight? I think we're going to come that way.
Yeah.
And maybe we left, Tampa on Friday night and we started in Wabasso, Vero area in Fort Pierce, and by the end of the weekend we're up in St. Augustine.
What was the first sponsor that you got?
Billabong.
Billabong was like the first gnarly one.
It's a big one.
And that was
huge, right?
Well, it's through Suncoast Surf Shop. So Suncoast, and
like
just like the kids
Flow?
today, yes, and contest entries with results, and there was there was a platform that you could excel and go to East Coast Championships, and it was through Joe Nuzzo at Suncoast Surf Shop, and I worked there, and we were on the surf team, and we did little ESA WFL Florida contests, and the first ones were just me and Corey competing, and it was really small, but those opportunities and seeing me with I'm on the same company as my hero, Mark Occhilupo.
Right. Yeah.
I'm on the same team.
Same sticker.
And one day I want to compete against him. And one day I did.
Did you ever feel like bitter or jaded towards surfing because of competition, or were you always like, it's a competition. If I do well, I do well.
I got angry when I lost, like anybody, a deep competitor, and I felt, like I was wasting my time. And there was a lot of those pitfalls with, failure and competing and traveling and giving your heart to something and passionate. But, dude, to be able to surf and make money.
You were like, you're a pretty smart dude. Like, you're not like the stereotypical, like, cha bro. Like, you made really good grades.
I made it through private school here in St. Paul's and Clarkson Catholic. They're not easy, and I did well and got honors, and people thought I'd be a great lawyer.
So and that's funny that you made school such a priority over, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of people wouldn't, even today, wouldn't do that.
Well, my brother made it a priority to follow me on the world tour real quick after I made it.
Right.
He made it about 10 and a half. Living in Pasadena, driving a Volvo, yuppie surfer kid, gonna be a pro surfer, model boy,
I feel like you were way more like on the grind than Corey was when he moved out there. Based off
he was
of
hanging
videos.
out with Chris Ford underneath San Clemente Pier with a bunch of little girls having a blast, telling him he's gonna be a pro surfer like his brother.
Right.
Yeah.
While you're out doing the grind and making it happen.
And he's getting pictures all over the place because he's so talented, and Chris Ford's so talented, and he didn't have to do anything but beat Corey. Ever. In surfing.
So was there anyone that everyone liked? Like, this dude's on tour, but he's just cool. Everyone hated
everybody.
Everybody hated everybody, and everyone hates losing every heat.
That's the one weird thing that I don't think is really in skateboarding. I mean, it might be a little more now.
Well, because it's
like Nyjah and stuff.
It's not
like I feel like everyone's like chilling. Everyone's stoked for it.
Everyone chairs. They went up the beach now. They hit their skateboards, and I feel like it's all an act.
No, exactly. Well, here's the deal. The difference is this: is if you're out in the water and you're in a competition and you have 20 minutes to get the best wave, you have to fucking get there. You have to be in position. In a skate contest, the curb's not going anywhere.
The first few times, like I went to like maybe the East Coast with you guys, and I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I felt like intimidated. I'm like, oh, this is weird. Like, because you guys want to go to
Crawford?
Like, or
what was his name at First Peak? Sebastian.
The anarchy that used to
he would beat you up. He'd punch you in the face. Like,
lose your
could
fins,
see a 13 or 12-year-old kid get punched by a grown man in the face,
so
and his board get destroyed.
Yeah, like
the fins get knocked out.
Crazy.
It's so wild, man.
I wish it would go back to those days.
I used to love watching Lisa.
I'd get more waves.
I would go to places with my friends, and they tell me you have to stay on the beach.
Really?
Yeah. No Howleys can surf here.
Even if you're ripping, just not.
Even if you're friends with everyone out there.
Really?
Because if the one guy comes up and goes, "Who brought him?"
Right.
And
then that guy gets
you cut to no, you can't surf here.
That guy's clown the whole time.
Jesus.
But I get it, like you said, it changes.
But
every day it's different.
I would say that
a ledge.
Would you say it's still the same in Hawaii now?
There's so many more eyes.
Yeah.
So they have to be much more tolerant. Just like we all do. There's a red light camera.
Right.
Even at 1 a.m. and nobody's around, we're still sitting there going, that red light camera is going to get me if I go through here.
Yeah. Tell me a little bit about the pipe injury that you got when you did, what was it? It was a huge floater.
Yeah.
It was kind of like a career-ending, or it was a career-ending
that was
injury.
That was at 29 years old. I was in the Pipeline Masters in the quarterfinals against Andy Irons, who, my brother and I are good friends, and he's a 3-time world champ. And
do you even remember anything?
I remember it so clearly.
You do?
I remember everything so clearly.
Oh, God. That's like a nightmare. From what I've heard, was it Tom Surveys or somebody had a picture of, like, your foot in your mouth?
Oh,
No. It's in the back of my head.
If you watch the video,
have you seen it?
See it come up.
Oh, they posted? I didn't know.
Yeah, it's on Surfline. There's a whole thing where I talk about it.
I don't want to see it.
You don't need to see it. So the injury, and this was my best wave of the heat so far. I'm already beating Andy, and I've done a couple of good turns, and I come into the end section, and I just go to float it, rock it, and pretty much acid drop off the ceiling out in front of it and ride out in the flat water using my momentum and speed and trajectory to be safe in front of the explosion. If you've done any motocross, you know what happens when you come up a little short.
Cased it. Yeah.
The bottom dropped out when it hit a shallower part, and so it does that little roll down. And so instead of going to flat where it goes up, there's a little roll down crease in these waves. And I came down and just didn't quite get over that crease down. And it stopped all my more forward momentum when I hit that, just like casing a jump, and it all loaded on my knee.
Oh shit!
And
so all of your momentum,
all
and
my
all
momentum,
of your weight,
and all
and everything
loaded
just,
up from going 20 miles per hour, flying across the lip for 25 feet, and then jumping off of the lip for about 10 feet.
Oh fuck!
And hoping to fly out in front of it at about 20 miles per hour as it exploded behind me, like running out of an exploding building.
Right.
But I stopped, and that dead stop blew my MCL out, and that took me to 90 degrees. And my knee hit directly flat on the board, and I was standing there on the inside of my knee at 90 degrees with my leg out towards the nose. And then the wave, because I stopped, now I didn't go flying out in front of it, has crashed down on my shoulders, the cubic volume of a small building. And the next thing was two rifle shots, pop, pop, inside my knee, where my ACL, my PCL, from all the weight and the angle I was at, went and tore. And the next thing I felt was from 90 degrees to 180.
The back of your head, your foot.
Way.
And it was knocking me, and I was
insane.
just going off. There's nothing now. You're pretty much just waving, a cooked noodle.
Yeah.
In the white water.
Plus you still have to make it in, right?
I'm underwater about 10 feet, getting thrashed while this is happening. Pops back in underwater, and I'm just floating there. Underwater, really deep, getting rolled. Back door.
Right. So did they have jet ski assist then, right? Or no?
No,
So how'd they get you out? The lifeguards?
Yeah, the
You had to help?
ATV, as I'm drifting towards rock piles.
Yep.
And the ATV is coming from Beach Park.
Right.
And because pipeline is two
Aukai
different,
or whatever?
Yeah. So
Okay.
it's two different currents, and they're coming from the west, and I'm drifting east.
Oh my God.
Down the bank, and I knew all of this, and I was watching because I was looking from above because
Right.
I was underwater,
Right.
waving my hand once in a while.
How long did it take them to come get you? How long did it take?
It felt like forever.
Did they medevac you or I don't know.
So the protocol is, they get me up on the ATV and get me back to the doctor's tent, and I'm telling them to stay away from my leg and give me some pills because
Right.
I'm in shock.
Right.
I can't feel anything right now, but I've torn my ACL, my PCL, and my I told them
MCL,
I was just like, this is what happened. And they're like, and I'm being so clear, and I'm like, but I do need Valium. I have been in shock before. This is what it's like, and pretty soon my body temperature, and I'm going to start, and I'm telling them all this, and they don't think I know what I'm doing.
Right.
They think I'm talking crazy.
What happened after?
There's a doctor there on the beach.
Okay.
Who's, let me do the test. You don't need to do the test. It was back in my head. My ACL, my PCL have been completely torn.
Right. So, but how did you get from the beach to
I sat on the
home?
beach and watched the rest of the contest.
No.
I was strapped up on the table, and I watched Andy win the contest and world title.
So when you got to Florida, where did you obviously had to have surgery?
I had to have an MRI. And so I got an MRI when I got to Florida to confirm the results and see how bad the
everything
damage.
you said had happened.
Yes.
Right.
And so here I am, and I get that, and I'm just like, I know what's happening. I know what's happened. But there's reality when you read the doctor's report. And that's when that second wave of emotion hit me, and my life's over.
Have you heard?
Waco's amazing. I've been there.
Have been to the Waco one?
It's the best day of the hurricane swell out here we've ever had. Is every day at Waco.
Do you think there's ever going to be a chance of there being a Lopez Brothers video?
Like a documentary?
Well, yeah, there's.
Well, I think
footage.
that's usually for people that slowed down.
Huh?
I don't think Corey and I are slowing down anytime soon. Have you seen that? I think it's something we're going faster.
Touche. Good point.
So maybe when we slow down.
Yeah, I need a board, Shea. So we need a board to give away.
you don't.
I'm gonna need you to give me one of those boards.
Maybe next time when I come in for part 2.
Deal. Let's do it. All right. Well, I appreciate you coming.
Cheers,
boys.
Hell yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Absolutely. Cheers, guys. Yeah, back to bar. All right.